Welcome to 10th Standard History Unit 1 Advent of Europeans to India. Dear students, you have already seen the video of social science textbook questions with the answers. If you want to see them again, click on the I button here. This video consists of important extra questions other than textbook questions. Let's begin. Answer the following questions. First one, what were the results of capturing the city of Constantinople? All the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. The Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through these routes. As a result, trade became unprofitable. Spain and Portugal attempted to break the monopoly of Italian traders. These were all the effects or the outcome of the fall of Constantinople. Next question. Write the achievements of Francisco de Almeida. Answer is, after Vasco da Gama, Francisco de Almeida arrived in India as the Viceroy of the Portuguese. He implemented blue water policy in order to establish the supremacy over the sea instead of supremacy over land. These were the achievements of Francisco de Almeida. Next question. Write the achievements of Alfonso de Albuquerque. Alfonso de Albuquerque is considered as the real founder of Portuguese Empire in India. He waged a battle against the Sultan of Bijapur in 1510 and won Goa. Goa became the administrative center of the Portuguese administration in India. These were all the achievements of Alfonso de Albuquerque. Next question. Write about the United East India Company. The United East India Company is also known as Dutch East India Company. United East India Company was started with the aim of doing business with Eastern countries. It came to countries like India, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia. They established warehouses in Surat, Broch, Cambe, Cochin, Nagapattanam, Masulipatanam and Chinsura. With this, they broke the monopoly of Portuguese in India. Later, they were unable to face the competition from the English and the French. They limited themselves to the Spice Islands in Indonesia. These are all about the United East India Company or Dutch East India Company. Let's move to next question. By the 17th century, the English had established Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta as the center of their presidencies. How? Answer is, the English took Madras from the king of Chandragiri and established a strong fort named St. George Fort. Charles II, the Prince of England, gave Bombay on an annual rent of £10 to East India Company. Next point, the English purchased 3 villages, namely Sutanauti, Kalikata, and Govindapura on the banks of Hooghly River and built Fort William. The city of Calcutta grew around this fort. Next question. Write about the French East India Company. The French East India Company started as a government-owned company. It started its first factory at Surat. Later, they established its factories in Machilipattanam, Chandranagore, Mahe, Karaikal, Kasim Bazar, Balasore. The French took Valikondapuram from a local Muslim official and developed it as a major trade center. Later it came to be known as Puducherry or Pondicherry. These are all about French East India Company. Next question. Explain the first Carnatic War. On the request of Dupleix, Labourdonnais, a French military leader from Mauritius, invaded Madras and captured it. This forced the helpless British to request the help of Anwaruddin, the Nawab of Carnatic. The army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at Madras. Labourdonnais took money from the English and returned to Madras and went back to Mauritius. He returned Madras and went back to Mauritius. This enraged Dupleix and attempted to take Madras but failed. Finally, the First Carnatic War ended with the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. These are all about the First Carnatic War, which was fought between the English and the French. Next question, question number 8. Explain the Third Carnatic War. Count de Lally of the French attempted to besiege Vandivash. In this decisive battle, Sir Eyrecourt of the English army defeated the French and imprisoned Bussy. Lali escaped and hid in Pondicherry. Finally, Airkut attacked Pondicherry and Count de Lally had to surrender unconditionally. This is about the Third Carnatic War. Let's move to next question. State the results of Carnatic Wars. The results of Carnatic Wars were: the French lost all their bases in India due to the Carnatic Wars. As per the Treaty of Paris, Pondicherry was returned to French. With these developments, the French lost their importance in India. And finally, in this way, the English, by defeating all their rivals, started consolidating their power in southern India. These were all the impacts of Carnatic Wars. Let's move to next question. What were the reasons for the Battle of Buxar? The reasons for the Battle of Buxar are: in the beginning, Mir Qasim remained loyal to the company. He paid 2 lakh pounds to the company and gave away a few places to it. Shortly afterwards, he declared himself an independent king. After verifying the misuse of dastaks, he declared all business was duty-free in Bengal. Indians competed against the British in all spheres of business. As a result, the British trade suffered considerably. This was enough for the British to oppose the Nawab. They brought in Mir Jafar again and dethroned Mir Qasim. As Mir Qasim knew the cunningness of the British, he went for an organized war against them. These were all the reasons for the Battle of Buxar. Last question. Who introduced dual government? What was it? Robert Clive introduced dual government concept. As per this dual government concept, the British had the right to collect land taxes, whereas the Nawab had power over administrative issues like justice and others.